Is it just me, or is customer service getting worse and worse? Let's talk about that. You want good customer service when you're not even a good customer. How that work?
If it wasn't for oh.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning back in. Today's topic is going to be a different topic. I haven't talked about this in a while. This topic is going to be about just customer service and being a customer and being on the other side as like the cashier, as a customer service rep, because I've worked in retail for about a nice amount of years, so I have experience as both. Because in some type of way, we're all going to be customers in some type of way, but not everybody has that experience as a cashier or a customer service rep, dealing with the customers, dealing with the public. So I have opinions on both, but I don't know what it is. Ever since the pandemic, and this has always been a thing, but I feel like the rudeness, the nastiness, the unprofessionalism is at an all-time high from both sides. The customers and as the cashiers and the people dealing with the customers. And I have my own experiences. I'm gonna tell some story times with that from both sides, right? And I just want to get your opinion on it because I feel like, what's really going on?
What's going on?
Simple etiquette, simple manners, simple courtesy. It's just lacking. Have y'all heard about this phrase called quiet quitting? Where it's like people that work in these customer service jobs. And I'm not saying it like, because I've tell you, I've worked in customer service, so I know how it is. But it's a thing with quiet quitting. People working in customer service jobs where they slowly start doing the least. Like they do just enough to get by. They don't go above and beyond. So it's like quiet quitting in a way where it's like you're not going above and beyond to get employee of the month, employee of the year. You're just doing enough just to get by. Doing enough so your manager don't always be on your back. Doing enough just to meet the status quo or whatever. And you're not going above and beyond and stretching yourself thin, honestly. Just to make an impression on whoever. You do what you got to do. Clock in, clock out, get that paycheck every other week or so, and you go about your business. But I feel like it's a big turnover rate in these jobs, retail jobs, fast food jobs, restaurant jobs, customer service jobs in general. Because if you go on apply, you see a lot of different things on like Indeed and this and that, all these job sites. And it's like every other month or so, you start seeing the same things over and over again. It's like, damn, like how many times they're going to be looking for. But you realize a lot of people are quitting. You realize before a lot of people quit, they quiet quit in a way where they just do the bare minimum just to make it through their shift. And as a customer, that's why sometimes you experience, and then this is not to say this is for everybody, but some people just have nasty attitudes just in general, no matter what they do. When they go for the job interview, they're all nice and da-da-da-da, right? But then when they actually start, then that's when their real attitude come out. You could be fake and phony with the manager. Oh yeah, I'm a good people person. Ha ha ha. That's the fake thing to say. Oh, I'm a people's person. I love working with people. Whatever. But then your first, second, third week there, you next. You know what I'm saying?
Could somebody please make it make sense?
But we're not gonna let the customers off the hook. Because I want to talk about how, it's this motto with the customer's always right. A lot of customers expect good customer service when they're not even good customers. Let's talk about that. You want good customer service when you're not even a good customer. How that work? Being a cashier, you come across many customers, many walks of life, many different personalities. You're working with the public, especially I feel like every retail store I've worked in, it's been in a high traffic area at a very popular store. So it's not just I never have had a day, I've never had a day where it was considered like a slow day. Our slow days would be high traffic days for other stores, if you know what I mean. So coming across different people with different personalities, when you assigned to work the register, you're like, okay, you come across different people. But here's some things I want to address. Being a cashier, I'm not to say that, I consider myself to be like the cashier of the year, but I can tell you I'm not a bad one. And it starts from hello, the greeting, right? When they come up to the register, you're like, hi, how you doing? And then some of them just be like, or they be on the phone talking like, no. Oh yeah, here you go. And I'm like,
Wait a minute, hold on.
and I get it, we're strangers to each other, we don't know each other, you're just here to check in and check out. But there's like a unspoken rule of how these things are supposed to go. You greet each other, how you doing? You know, I run your stuff up, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. You go about your business, and I say, following guest, next. But it's just when you come to the cashier, you come to the register, like, I'm not, people have bad days. I'm not saying you're supposed to be up there like, how you doing today? Oh, how's work? You don't have to come up to the cashier with nasty energy, with rude energy. Like you're just, like they're just so beneath you. Like, oh, here you go. Just ring my shirt up. Stop talking to me. That's how some people come up there. I'm like,
Hold up, wait.
or even how they hand you the money. Like you're paying with cash. Most people pay with a card, right? But if you're paying with cash, right? Some people will hand you the money like, okay, $50. Say they give you $100 bill. They be like, oh, here you go. Or they'll have it in their hand ready, and then they'll place it in your hand. So when I reach out, it's like, some people will have it all crumpled up, like, and just throw it on the, and I'm like,
Now, you done pissed me off.
I'm looking at the money, I'm looking at them. And some people will be like, oh, I'm sorry, and then put it in my hand. Or some people just be like, nigga, take the money. I'm like, so I'm telling you, it's a test of patience. It's a test of tolerance. Some people are not built for it. It's all folded up. Then I gotta take each bill, unfold it, straighten it, so I can put it in my register. I'm just like,
Oh my God.
and another thing, as the cashier, like especially with clothing, when you like folding his clothes, right? And you folding it, you put it in the bag, and I'm like, okay, they might have pants, jeans, whatever. You fold it, you try to do like this. Some of them will be like, oh, they just let you fold it, put it however. Now I'm not saying you're supposed to just ball this shit up, put it in the bag. But some customers are real nasty when it comes to that too. They'll see you starting to fold, and they'll be like, no, give it here. No, I don't like it like that. And then some of them, I remember back, this is a long time ago when I really started in my first retail job. Then they'll try to just teach you like, oh no, you're supposed to fold like this. And then I'm like, bitch, I don't give a fuck.
Shut up. I don't need help.
Then as the customer, another thing that I don't like is when you go up to the cashier or whatever, right? And I'm one of those ones, because I work in customer service, I know how it is to be the cashier. So I try to, I can relate to them. So I know how it is when somebody come up to your line and then you say, how you doing? And they ignore you. So I'm the one that usually be like, oh, how are you? I'm like, oh, how you doing today? And some cashiers be like, I'm fine, how are you? Did you find everything okay? You know the basic rhetoric, right? But sometimes you go up to the cashier, you be like, oh, how are you? And they be like, you want a bag?
Whoa, Holiday.
Whoa. This is a supermarket. I don't know if it's a New York City thing. I don't know what it is. With the attitudes, it's just outrageous. This supermarket I go to every once in a while, twice a week. And 8 times out of 10, when it's time to check out, you're going to encounter a rude ass cashier. Rude as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just have attitudes. Next. Line 4. Line 4. You go up to them, I put my salad, my fruit, they scanning it. I'm like, oh, how are you? I'm fine. You want a bag?
Oh my God, hold up.
Now here's the thing. Like I said, I can tell from both sides. Nobody told you to sign up for the job. If you have an attitude, I've had this many times where I've had an attitude, I didn't have the best day. But did I take that out on the customers? When I was on the register, was I like, next, like just, when you let that affect you where you having a negative attitude, negative interaction with customers just because you're not having the best day, that's not good customer service. That's not a good representation, not even of the company, but of yourself, of your own character, to me. Like, it's many times I've had not the best day, like I said, but did I take that out on the customers? Did I take that out on the coworkers, on my managers? No, I just, now am I going to be super bubbly and No, but there's a way of not letting the negativity that you're going through or whatever affect your personality and how you act and interact at your job, of all things. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you work with the public. But I don't know, some people just don't get it, or they just don't care to get it. This is a quick side note. Y'all see my lighting is off. You would think that it's a lot of teenagers acting like this. It's not even some teenagers. You think like fresh out of high school, they have attitudes in this new generation. Sometimes the younger people that work in these customer service jobs, they be really nice, and they can tell like they're fresh. They're trying to get their job done. They have an excitement about it. It be these older people, and like I said, I'm not job shaming. A job is a job. At whatever age, wherever you work, it is what it is. But it be these older people, right? And sometimes, especially like the older middle-aged woman, sometimes they be having these nasty attitudes, and it's like, for what though? For what? I know you're a few years from retiring. Calm down. I know you probably mad you can't retire yet, but don't take it out on me, okay? Because it's like, at your big age, you should know how to act better than that. I'm just saying. Like I was saying, these same customers that want good customer service be the same customers that be coming in and messing up the store. Now, our job is to keep the store clean, keep it maintained, and to fit a room, and this, to that. But then these same customers that want exceptional service, they'll be the ones that mess up a table. Everything is nice and clean, pristine, folded nicely. They'll pick it up. Oh, what size is this? Oh, just throw it back. Have the hangers lopsided. Have everything unzipped, unbuttoned. See clothes on the floor. Step over it. Step on it. See hangers everywhere. Just mess it up. Drop stuff and then walk away. All type of stuff. But you want good customer service, but you're not even a good customer. You're not even a clean customer. Some customers will see you doing stuff, see you fixing stuff, and be like, oh, I'm sorry, can you help me with this? Customers don't care. They'll see you in the middle of fixing something. They'll see you in the middle of folding a table, and they'll mess up the pile they just saw you fix. And you're just like, I asked you if you needed help. You told me no. But you're going to wait till I move to the next pile to mess up what I just folded?
That is so stupid.
I've even had experiences with like nasty customers, like truly unruly nasty customers. Because I remember one time at one of my stores I worked at, I was in the kids section, right? And it was me and my other coworker. We were both scheduled for that section. The lady came in there. It was like, oh, you have a bathroom? My daughter needs to use the bathroom. We told her no, we don't got no bathrooms. And mind you, this is in the middle of the pandemic when it was still higher, right? 2-3 years ago. We told her no, there's no bathroom, but she has to go. And we can deal with this every day. Sorry, there's no bathroom. So, it is what it is. So apparently, 20, 30 minutes later, she's still shopping around, or pretending to be shopping. I'm gonna tell y'all why. And then I think I had one on break, or my other coworker had one on break, or sometimes you gotta leave the section to do something. And all of a sudden, the lady was there for a while. Come to find out, she was waiting for both of us to leave. And then when we came back, it was kids section, and then it was like the little baby section of clothes all the way in the back. The kids section was in that front. We're doing our go-backs, doing our runs. You know how you gotta put clothes back where they belong from the fitting room or whatever. And my coworker goes to the baby section, and guess what he found? Crazy ass, nasty ass lady let her daughter use the bathroom right in the back area of the baby section. And I'm not talking about pee. I'm talking about Scooby Doo. You know what I'm saying? And we was just like,
Oh my God.
Y'all are going to jail! Period!
You let her just shit in the corner of the baby section, and then it looked like it was wiped all over some of the clothes, and I was just like,
the lowest is what? 0.
Then how about it was another time, again, this is in the kids section. I don't know what it is about the kids section. Some of the parents come in there and just act like they're brainless, like they got rocks for brains. You know what I'm saying? Talk about bikini bottom, the head is full of water. I don't know what it is. The guy asked us for a size. We like, oh no, it's no more this size. We checked the back, it was no more. The size he wanted was on a mannequin. At our store, there's a policy where we can't undress the mannequins. There's people that come in specifically to dress the mannequins. There's a whole process with that, and it's all this wiring and attachments. That's, for safety. We have it sitting on a certain platform for what it is. Customers can't touch it. We can't really touch it. It's just for the display. It's a mannequin, and y'all know that, right? So the guy's like, oh, I checked the mannequin and this is the size I need. And we're like, sorry, we can't take it off, la 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 la. And he's like going back and forth with us. We can't take it off. End of the discussion.
Had enough of this discussion.
And I guess he waited till both of us was out of his peripheral vision. I'm over here, my other coworker's over there. Don't you know, at the front of the kids section, we see the man sitting on the table with the mannequin over his lap, trying to undress the mannequin. And me and my coworker, we both realized at the same time, we run over there and we like,
Why are you doing that?
some people that work in customer service don't care. Whatever is there on the floor, that's what it is. You know, like, oh yeah, this in the medium, no, that's all we have. Meanwhile, there's 10 of them in the back. There's many times where I went and found something, gave it to the customer, they're like, oh, the girl just told me I didn't have it. Well, we do. Anything else? Luckily, I was raised by respectable people in a respectable family. So when we go out to eat and things like that, I never really have to worry about this. But sometimes it's witnessing it at other tables or, you know, across the, you know, in a restaurant, you're around other people and you can see how nasty people will act with servers, you know what I'm saying, or waitresses or waiters. And it's just like that, and oh, give me this. Oh, I didn't like this. Just the nasty attitude. And it's like bossing them around purposely just because, like, you feel like they're beneath you. Like, oh, give me some water. I didn't ask for this. That whole attitude of, oh, this is not, like, just witnessing that nasty attitude that people have with service workers. It's just, that's one of the biggest character flaws or personality flaws that you can have, being nasty with people that work in the service industry. Now, it's one thing if the waiter or the customer service or whatever, if they're rude with you and you have to give them a little attitude back or whatever. But if they're nice, they're trying to get their job done, trying to get their table done, or, you know, they're interacting with you in a nice, positive way and you're just nasty with them just because you just want to be nasty and rude just because you can be. You know, another pet peeve of mine is when you're the customer talking to the cashier, or most of the times you're the cashier, or you're the customer service representative, wherever store you're working with, talking to the customer, and you ask them something, and they don't hear what you say, and they say, what? Like, and sometimes it be people that you think are generally nice, but then they don't hear what you say, they say, what? I'm like, now, to me, this waves of communicating where if you don't hear what I said, if you don't hear what the person said, you can say, huh? Excuse me? What was that? I know people rarely say pardon me nowadays, but it's just, like I said, general manners, general courtesy that people are lacking. Because if you don't hear what I said, and you what? And this is, I'm not even talking about customers, I'm talking about managers, co-workers. Many times you say something and they don't hear what you said, they say, what? That irks my fucking nerves when people do that. That's just a big pet peeve of mine. Some people might not take it as seriously, but that's rude. It's rude. You don't hear what I said. All you have to do is say, huh? Or, You'll be like, oh, and then I'll just repeat it louder, or I'll say it in a more clearer way. But if you don't hear what I said, and you, what? Or you're over the phone with a customer service representative or whatever, and what? It's like, bitch, who raised you? I don't care. I know this may seem petty to some people, but it's certain ways, certain forms of communication that's just like, and the fact that it's happened so many times where I say something and the customer or whoever, the coworker, whoever don't hear what I say, and they say, what? And it's not even like a what? They say it with a nasty what? That's like, that's what.
Now,
Sometimes as a cashier, you know certain processes or you know certain transactions that you can do, but then, you know, a customer is trying to get over and they're trying to manipulate it in a way where they end up getting more money than they should, or they end up trying to do something that they can't do. They try to find a loophole in the policy just to get it in their favor, when it's like, no, you're trying to tell me it works like this, but I know it works like that. But then they be like, oh, I come here all the time, I do this all the time, and it's like, no, bitch, It works like this.
Shut up!
And here's another thing, right? And we're gonna really, this might be a whole separate video topic. I'm telling you, all these stories I have, I could make a whole channel about this just by itself. A lot of people like to talk about the Karens. You know how they have like, you know, the older white ladies that like to hold up lines just because they don't get their way. But I've seen this from many races, you know, Black, Latino, Middle Eastern, Asian, many races that have that customer is always right mentality where it's like, no, it goes like this. It's my way. Oh, where's the manager? And another thing with the managers, right? Sometimes you enforcing a policy every time y'all tell us about the policy. Every time before our shift, we have meetings about certain policies, store meetings and everything. And when we enforce the policies, sometimes the managers will come and tell them exactly what we told them, and the customer will look stupid. And sometimes if the customer's too aggressive or they're too unruly or they're making a big scene, sometimes the managers will give in because, you know, they feel intimidated and say, oh, just do it for her. Just do it for him. And then now you're looking stupid. I've been trying to enforce store policy, which is, you know, a part of our job to make sure people don't get over. And, oh, because this customer's a little loud, because they're too aggressive. Oh, just do it for her. Oh, we'll make a one-time exception. Now I'm looking stupid, or now my coworker's looking stupid because you let them intimidate you. It's exhausting. And like, here we go. For the first 3 hours, my shift was doing good. Now, why would you come in here with all of that?
Why?
I don't care what nobody tells you. The customer is not always right. And that's the facts of it all.
You think you know, you have no idea.
Last thing I want to address, and this is not really like cashier customer, but this is more like a life or death situation. When it comes to hospitals and people that work in the hospitals and the nurses and the nurse aides, you know, those type of people that work in the hospitals and the nasty attitudes that you encounter. Because there's many times stories I've heard, and it's becoming a thing on YouTube where people talk about why they quit nursing and everything because of the competitiveness, the dog-eat-dog world. Why are you competing against other people that's saving other people's lives?
Could somebody please make it make sense?
Like you want to be the top nurse, and just a lot of nasty attitudes that you encounter being a patient in the hospital. You know, where you're supposed to feel safe, where your life is supposed to be safe, and you going through whatever you're going through, and these people are supposed to be there to help you. You know, a pregnant woman comes in there, she's complaining of pain, and it's just so annoying that you got to keep getting up to give her something, or she's complaining of this, and oh, it's just contractions, and it ends up being something worse, and she might end up losing her life or the baby because you didn't want to attend to her needs or her calls or her concerns about what's going on in her stomach. You know what I'm saying? Or people just having this attitude of nurse aides or whatever, or even people, or even the nurses or people that work in like retirement homes or nursing homes, just having these attitudes of like, oh, I can't be bothered. You're supposed to be watching after these people, elderly or not. You're supposed to be watching after people in your care, but you're just so annoyed by them. Why even take this type of job? You know you gotta work with people. You know you gotta work with sick people, pregnant women, children. Why even take this type of job if you're gonna have that attitude of like, oh, here she goes again. Oh, she's so annoying. She's annoying because she needs something pertaining to her health. He's annoying because he needs his diaper change. This is what you signed up to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's my thing. With customer service and these type of jobs, working with people, especially in healthcare and nursing, don't take those type of jobs if you're not a real people's person. If you don't want to help people, you don't want to see people succeed, you don't want to help people find better life, if you don't feel satisfied helping people, don't take those type of jobs. There's many jobs out there for you that you don't really have to deal directly with the public, with people, especially in like those hospital settings or just in public in general. If you don't like dealing with people, don't sign up for these jobs. You're going to sign up for the job, go to an interview, lie to the manager, oh, I'm a people's person. I love helping people. I love working with people. Oh. And then as soon as you start the job, you have an attitude, you're nasty, you always get into trouble, you always get into fights, you always, you know what I'm saying? You just have a negative aura about you. Why did you even sign up for the job? You know? And as a customer, don't go berating customer service workers, customer representatives, servers, waitresses, waiters. Just because you're having a bad day, don't put that out. You came to this restaurant to eat, don't put that out to the waiter. You came to the store to shop, don't put that out to the cashier. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't expect good customer service if you're not a good customer. And that's just the bottom line. With all of that, I've had many more stories, but like I said, this video, I can make a whole channel about these certain video topics and experiences and story times I've had working in retail in the customer service industry from both sides, and just being a customer, encountering rude cashiers and rude representatives. But the bottom line is, just try to go about your day in a positive way. If you're not having the best day, don't put that out onto other people, especially when they're at their job, you know? And if you're at your job and you work in customer service, don't put that out to the customers just because you're having a bad day. Because at the end of the day, like I said, nobody told you to sign up for this job. Nobody forced you to be here. I want to ask y'all, do y'all have any customer service stories? People that work in customer service, do you have any horror stories? Or can y'all relate to what I'm saying about how customer service is at an all-time low? Or for the people that work in customer service, can you relate to where it feels like the customers are just at an all-time high level of being rude or just nasty just because they know they can be, or just because they think you're beneath them? And you know what I'm saying? Like that whole dynamic. Just people just being rude motherfuckers just because they feel like they can be. I want to know, what are y'all stories? What are y'all horror stories? Just let me know down below. And it's crazy, especially before I end, when you see these people doing this, or you know, as a waiter or server, and you see them with their kids, and the kids is just looking at their parents embarrassed. You can tell when the kids are embarrassed by their parents, and it's like, wow, you have your daughter, your son with you, and this is how you acting in public. You don't think your kids are embarrassed by you? This is the example you setting for your kids. And sometimes the kids be looking at their parents like, ugh. But I digress. Anyway, guys, just let me know down below y'all horror stories working in customer service, or any experiences y'all have working with nasty cashiers or nasty people in customer service as the customer from both sides. Let me know down below. This should be a fun, interesting, and relatable comment section. I can't wait to read y'all comments and interact with y'all, read y'all stories, and we can exchange words back and forth, because I feel like this is something that needs to be addressed. It really needs to be addressed because there's so many people out there that's just nasty for no reason. I want to know what y'all think about it down below. So please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see y'all in the next video.